Of the Fertilizer Support Program's FSP succeeds. He said this yesterday at Ibis Gardens in Chisamba, when a team of researchers presented the proposed FSP reforms to the Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture and Lands.
As government, we are committed to ensuring that agriculture becomes the #1 contributor to GDP, #1 contributor to poverty reduction and wealth creation for the majority of our people who reside in the rural areas. Why is it that for so many years we have embarked on the fertilizer support program, 7 years to be specific, and yet that support has not been matched by the expected increase in productivity for the farmers?
And Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture and Lands Chairperson Request Montanga accepted the proposed reforms.
The system is going to be adopted and accepted, and government will put up with the system, and then it's going to be given to the members of parliament. And members of parliament will be able to go out in their constituencies to tell the people what new system is applicable. As you may be aware, nearly every one member of parliament has complained of what was happening with the Fertilizer Support Program.
Meanwhile, a researcher from the Food Security Research Project, Professor Mike Weber, said lack of farmers' training on input utilization is one of the major reasons that led to the failure of the FSP.
The fundamental problem is how to train farmers to use resources better. And the approach that we've been using has not accomplished that. Now, there is no question that something like the Fertilizer Support Program is necessary. That's not the issue. The issue is how can government and private cooperators be more effective in helping farmers raise productivity. Because the sad reality is that productivity on maize, which has been the primary recipient of the fertilizer support resources over the years, is stagnant, and it has not changed basically in 10 years.
In a related development, Nangoma Member of Parliament Boyd Hamusonde has urged government to ensure that the revised fertilizer distribution program benefits all small-scale farmers. He told the NBC News in an interview that the best way of resolving the problem is to ensure that all small-scale farmers have access to subsidized fertilizer. And the Agriculture Technical and Professional Staff Union of Zambia has welcomed the government's decision to recruit extension officers in the agriculture sector. General Secretary Joe Kamutumwa says the union hopes this will lead to better working conditions for workers.
The unions are convinced that government this time around will consider improving most of the conditions of service that have remained unattended to in a long time. And we are very hopeful that this process will be used as a tool to make sure that we resolve those outstanding issues as quickly as possible.